Welcome back. So I got the garage pretty much all cleaned out and everything, so it looks like I have a lot more space to work. Got the car moved, so it's over there. And then you saw me toward the end there welding up these end caps right here. So this is actually an end cap, and it closes off the end caps of the frames from where I cut it off. And then I got these plates over here just welded on. I gotta finish welding those out, but I just went and picked up some 18 gauge sheet metal over here, and that way we can knock out these gusset plates. So basically what I just did was take some measurements of where I'm going to be doing gussets, so along the A-pillars and the roof line. And then I got some cardboard, and basically I just measured it out. So I figured I wanted like about 22 inches, and then a width of about 3 inches, I guess, because it's pretty damn close. And I'm probably going to trim that to like 2, and then that way it sits flush with the tube. And yeah, so I'm just going to cut these out on here first, check them out, see how they look, see what kind of design I want to go with at the end to taper them off. And then yeah, and then I can transfer that to actual metal so we don't waste any, and we should be good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on that now. All right guys, so quick update. Got our cardboard all cut out basically the way I want it. If you look at this, the way I want it is to sit flush with the tube. So basically that weld is sit in that little bevel pretty smooth, and it's even all the way up. So that's the goal. And then I kind of cut like a little 45 to, so it's just not so boxy like everyone else's. But I think it looks good, and I checked it on the other side, it's the same exact thing. So I already traced that over here, so I just gotta cut this one out. I mean, honestly, I don't even need to cut that one. I didn't think about that, because it's just cardboard, so I can literally just trace that onto the metal with the same template. So I'm glad I just thought about that. So now I don't need to actually cut out 2 of those cardboard templates. But so I guess we'll cut those out, and then I can start marking out my holes. And basically I'm going to be using a 1-inch dimple die. So I guess we'll get to that now. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna trace this out onto the sheet metal, and then we can go ahead and cut this out and repeat twice for the other side. The cardboard just helps so much in getting everything the way you want it without wasting material. Alright. So we're just going to cut this out for a little short flap cut-off wheel. Cool, so now we will just put this in the car, see how it really looks, and then we can mark our holes. So I got the first one mocked up. That's how it looks. Straight up the tube, fits the profile, bevels off, and it's flush with the dash when it's installed. I went ahead and put the dash in there to mock it up and see how it looks with the dash in there. This is just a mock-up dash that I'm using, so these big holes aren't going to be there. It'll actually be notched to fit this better. But what I've done is just kind of make it so it sits flush like so, and I think that's a good look for me. But now I'm just going to repeat the same thing on the other side because it's symmetrical, and then start measuring out my holes to punch those. So let's get back to work, and I guess I'll cut out the second one real quick. Marked out all my measurements that I want to do, which looks like this basically. It gets up to this point here where it's basically the die is the same size as the gusset, so I might just not do one there. So basically that'll all just be regular steel, but you know, I guess it's the price I pay for getting the A-pillar bars close, and it kind of has a radius at the same time. So but basically what I did was I marked out the center line, marked that, and then I found the center line between the width of the gusset, marked that, and then that's gonna represent where I'm gonna make a punch, and then drill that, and then dimple die that. Then I did 1.25 inch space, and basically I figured out the radius of my die. So basically 7/8 over 7/8 this way equals the total width of the die, and then from there I made 1.25 inch space, and then same 7/8 over to the center line, mark the halfway point between these two, and then that's where I'll drill, and then 7/8 over marks the start of the space. Space is 1.25 inches, and then so on. I did the whole thing like that, and then here I'm gonna angle it off for a little bit of style. So yeah, basically now I'm just gonna cut this out, put it over here on this 2x4, and then I can make a little punch. I don't have like a good punch anymore, so I'm just gonna try to use this nail and then just tap it, and then I'll put a drill in there. But I think that'll help make it as accurate as possible. And then I have one of these little squares to just help me make my lines pretty straight. So yeah, now I'm just gonna cut it out. I got a Harbor Freight angle grinder, little cutoff wheel, and that's pretty much all you need. Some safety glasses. When you are drilling, I would use a step-up bit, maybe a what's it called, just a regular bit, just to get your hole started. Then use the step-up bit, that way it's more accurate. And then use some WD-40 to lubricate it, and it's just gonna make it go through a lot easier, and it's gonna help lubricate it so it doesn't burn up your drill bit prematurely. So that's it, let's get into it. This is the part when I tell you I'm sorry. Okay, take my gusset plate that I've created here, and I just want to take this nail. It's like a 16 penny galvanized nail. Just gonna hit it twice with the hammer, and then I'm just gonna repeat that for all the spots that I marked for drilling. And basically what I did was I put a D everywhere I want to make sure I put a hole. That way I know, hey, this is space, hey, this is drill. Just helps me not lose track of where I want to actually put a hole. So yeah, just gonna finish these up. Cool. No, I want this side facing the windshield. So, which side is it gonna be? So this side's gonna be the windshield side, basically. All right, so I know this is gonna be the windshield side, so I want this side of my die to be on this side. So just, I would do a test piece prior to starting and just kind of like take note of where it's gonna be, and then put some lube in this as well. Just make sure there's no metal in there. That'll keep this thing lasting for a long time. Then all you're gonna do is put it on there, like so. Okay, and then from here, I'm just gonna like eyeball this before I just send it and center that up. And now I have the same distance on both sides of that die, which is gonna make sure that it's, you know, straight. Then I'm just gonna get a ratchet real quick. And then I will just start cranking this guy down. So we look equal there. Just gonna grab it like so. And just slowly tighten it so we got some pressure on there. Just gonna double check it again. We look even. And then we can just go ahead and start cranking it down. Actually, it would be better to use a vise on this, but mine's not on the table right now, so I'm just gonna send it. Kind of using my arm to hold it. That's why it's nice to clean off all the edges first. We'll hear this pop through here in a second, and you don't want to pinch your finger, so. All right, guys, so that's the final fit up, and that's how it came out. It actually looks pretty freaking sick. I'm super excited. My wifey's excited. She came out and checked it out, and I think it's like perfect. So I'll just like stitch weld that in place, and it'll really help the entire integrity of the cage. So if the A-pillar were to shear off and fail, it has another secondary defense. And it also keeps the cage from contorting against the shell. So it's in one piece basically. So I'm gonna do the other side. It's the same exact process, and that's about it. All right, guys, so I'm pretty excited. I got everything finished up. Both sides are completed and in place. Check that out, man. Looks freaking sick. So that's that side, that's that side. So they came out the same. I just repeated the same process, came out exactly the same. So that's good because I don't want to look at it and they both look different. And then now I haven't welded it in yet because I'm going to actually cut this dash more on this side and get the dash actually bolted in, and then I'll slide them down so that they're exactly flush with the dash. And then from that point, then I'll tack them in place, and then all I'm going to do is just run just like a 1 inch speed, and then a 1 inch space, 1 inch bead, 1 inch space, something along that line. And then yeah, or even like a 1 inch bead, 2 inch space. You just play around with it and figure out what you want, and you know that's gonna make it super strong. And then to prep these for weld, all you're gonna do is right along inside here all the way up, just get like a wire wheel and strip that paint out of there. I would spray that with a weld through primer. I have something like this, metallized zinc rich gold galvanizing primer, and it's fully weldable. So spray that in there, so anything that doesn't get actually welded, it'll still prevent corrosion. And then you can go back through and hit the other side as well with regular primer. But it's a good idea before you do this step to actually hit the A-pillar tube on the at least all the spots you're not gonna be able to hit it. I would get all that with the weldable primer just so you are safe. That way there's no bare steel after you're done. You can't get in there and, you know, get paint like right under this corner or right under here. So definitely do that. Just think about stuff before you do it and you should be good. Weld that out and you'll be good to go. Another thing I'm playing with is these taco gussets. First time ever doing this, but this one came out pretty damn good. I think it's a little bit not 100% straight, but maybe I might be able to save that and play with it. The holes are straight and everything, so I mean it came out pretty good. So maybe I'll run it, maybe I'll make a new one, but I'll make a separate video on how to make those. They're pretty simple, if not simpler than this was, so at least less time consuming. Both are pretty simple. So also I want to show you guys before, what I did was get a pre-made gusset, and I was trying to like use this to like look good, but if you can tell, it's just kind of like, I don't know, I feel like this came out way better and I did it myself and it was cheaper. So I paid like, I think 40 bucks for one of these, and I got a whole sheet of 4x4 steel for the same price. So definitely pays off to do stuff yourself. You got to invest 100 bucks into one of those punch and dimples, and that's about it, man. So yeah. Alrighty guys, so that wraps up today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, hopefully you learned something, and hopefully it pushes you to do something on your own. I really enjoy this stuff, like building my own car from the ground up, because a lot of people say it's my build, but it's like just wheels and bags and a wide body kit that was bolted on. So it's kind of fun to get this far into a project car and be able to say you did everything yourself. So I appreciate you guys for watching. I've realized a lot of subs came in this month, so that's pretty cool. Well, a lot from me, and I'm very grateful for that. And a lot more time being watched, so that's definitely helpful for me. But yeah, as far as the video length, I know they've been pretty long, but it's because I got a lot of stuff to squeeze in, and that's me like editing out like 2 hours worth of footage. So I do as best as I can, and I know it's not for everybody, but thank you for sticking with me through it. If you're not into fab stuff, sorry, but I love it, and that's what I put on my channel. So yeah, I got some more stuff coming up, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.